My name is David Oliver, and I'm 29 years old, and I cannot believe this is absolutely fantastic that today I get to fly the world's only flying B-29 Super Fortress into Oshkosh. I mean, this is the mecca of aviation, Oshkosh 2011. This is what they use in order to sight the guns in. I got my brother-in-law Manny. He's 11 years old and seems to absolutely love aviation, so we're going to take him for a tour in the B-29.
Hey Dad, I'm a gunner.
I guess you can't particularly be claustrophobic in order to do this, but I can't imagine doing it during flak or any type of turbulence.
How am I supposed to get down?
You gotta figure that out. You can either reverse your legs this way, or just crawl around on your back. Grab these two handles. And get on out just like that. When I was a kid, and I was hanging around airplanes, being the airport brat, just living and eating up anything aviation, being a young eagle was a big part of that, because you get in an airplane, they take you around for a ride, and my ride just happened to be on a Breezy. I mean, absolutely fantastic airplane to just get in. There's no sidewalls, you're just sitting on this little frame of an airplane. The wind is blowing in your face, you're looking outside, and you know, you're feeling like you could stick your hands out and be like a bird, literally be a bird. And it was so neat to fly that airplane for the first time as a kid and then just be absolutely, totally, completely hooked by it. And as I went through my aviation career, that opportunity of being a young eagle really set the tone for continuing to build those relationships in aviation, so that I continued to have more and more experiences and more love and passion for it. So that is what has culminated to lead up to where I am at today. I couldn't have done it by myself. I couldn't have done it with my own willpower if I'd have tried. It was literally just those connections and those relationships that we build when we're at places like Oshkosh, when we're at the airport, when we're walking around, just sticking your head in open hangar and saying, hey, you know, I'm David, how you doing? Tell me about your airplane. What's this, what's that? That's the spirit of aviation. That's what we're after, and that's what Oshkosh embodies.
What we're doing right now is just doing a pre-flight inspection, getting ready for our flight up to Oshkosh. Everywhere FIFI goes, she always leaves her mark. That's a good thing.
As we scoot north, we could have him on us or be, you know, in trail with him, and then the Mustangs will see us as a big giant target.
We're going to Oshkosh. That's the biggest aviation event in the world. And you know, we're going to show up there, and the crowd's going to be there watching this big baby fly over. I'm so proud to be part of that, and knowing that I'm getting to bring her to Oshkosh in I think on 15 years. Hey, that's my seat for the ride right there. I got the best seat in that. Next stop, Oshkosh. Here we come. 34. Clear to start for.
Everybody ready? And David, if you would just call me out at 90. All right, 90.
There's no direct linkage in controls between the rudder pedals and the nose wheel. So for that first about 60 knots, you don't have any type of rudder control. The only control you have is literally bringing up either the number 1 or the number 4 engines. We're talking about the 2 outboards on each of the wings, and if we start going left, we're going to need to bring up that left engine to kind of counteract that and bring the airplane back right. And by that time, you've got to be 2 steps ahead of the airplane to bring that right outboard engine back up in order to keep it going straight. Now once you get 30, 40, 50, 60 knots, you're going to get more and more control and more airflow over that tail surface. The rudder is now becoming more responsive to the inputs that you do. So at that point, what we do is we transfer the control of the throttles to our flight engineer. So the call out, the standard call would be, engineer, set max power.
Engineer's throttle, set max power. All right. There's 90 knots.
At which point, he's going to run them up to 44 inches. He's going to give that little boost. And everything from there on out is with rudders, because we've got good airflow. And at which point, you know, we look for about 90 knots. We make the nose wheel light, bring the nose wheel up. Just kind of hang there on the main gear with the nose gear kind of a foot in the air. And then about 120, she just will lift off on her own. If you find that little sweet spot, you can hold it right there, and she'll just fly right off the runway just as smooth as glass.
Positive brake gear up. Gear's coming up.
This airplane has no hydraulically boosted flight controls. Elevator, aileron, rudders, they're all completely manual muscle. And what that means is you're steering sometimes over 100,000 pounds of mass through the air, and you're doing it just with your own muscle. So what we have is extremely heavy flight controls. You'll see that in the airplane, the yoke can go all the way over more than 180 degrees of travel, and what that is just purely mechanical advantage. So when you're flying the airplane, it's very, very large movements with very, very little any bank or elevator control. So when you're on final, you're working that sucker. I mean, you're working her all the way down to the ground, and you can't be shy with it. It's not a finesse airplane. I mean finesse in the sense that it doesn't take small movement, it takes large movements to make small corrections. So flying the airplane can actually prove to be very difficult and very tiresome.
Looking for the Mustangs, straight ahead, 500 feet below. Should be a flight of 4. Oh, I got them. Yeah. 10 o'clock, low altitude. This would be a sight for sore eyes about 72 years ago.
We were coming up maybe 50, 60 miles south of Fond du Lac, and the Mustangs, I mean, all of a sudden you look out the window and there's 4 little friends peeling up real fast and nice and tight on your wing. I can't imagine what the guys felt when, you know, a formation of Mustangs would pull up on them. I mean, it had to be an incredible feeling to know that, you know, there's some little friends that are going to take care of you.
You want the landing? You want me to take the landing? You want it, you can have it. I would love it. 3. Before landing, check this landing gear down. 3 green and off. Flaps are currently at 15. We'll stop it right there. Manifold 26. What? I need 26 for you to go in. Now to your left a little bit. There you go. A little bit to your left. There you go. I tell you, I want you to make a right turn here on top of manifold when you get there. 2-4. 2-4. Ease them off. Ease them off.
Alright, nice job, guys. Welcome to Oshkosh. Welcome to Oshkosh. Alright. That's cool, boys. When I was 8 years old, I watched FIFI come in and land, and I saw it, and I was absolutely enamored by it. There are 8-year-old kids in the crowds today, and I just want to encourage you that you could be the one flying FIFI into the future. The dream of becoming an aviator is absolutely there for every individual, and here at Oshkosh is a great place to get started and to build those dreams.
Boy, Grease today.